Another nail in my coffin! Hey everybody, thanks for checking out my video. I am your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and this is my series, Nails in a Coffin, where we learn that with great kills, there must also come great nails. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you are new here and you're unfamiliar with Nails in a Coffin, just check out the information in the description below, and hopefully that will answer any questions you have so you can learn what Nails in a Coffin is all about. And if you have any questions, please, feel free to let me know. Before I get started with the video, I'm going to try and bring some holiday cheer to somebody during this holiday season. Sometimes the holidays aren't great for everybody, so if I can make a random person out there and smile, I'm going to do it. I am giving away this Funko Pop of Spidey and this Funko Pop Chase variant from the movie The Curse of La Llorona, and this is actually signed by Marisol Ramirez, who actually played La Llorona. So, should be a lot of fun. All you have to do to be entered is subscribe to my channel and leave a comment on any video, starting from my Nails in a Coffin video that went out on November 10th, my Tucker and Dale video. I'll put a link up here for you guys to check that video out. So any video that goes out from November 10th until December 15th, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and leave a comment, one entry per video, and it also includes any YouTube shorts I may put out there. On December 15th, I will put all the names into a random generator, and I will pick a winner, and I will send it out to you so you can have it for the holidays. Sounds cool? Great. Okay, now, let's get started with the video. I'm covering a fun Christmas horror movie that's even a musical, Anna and the Apocalypse. I've only watched this movie one time, and that was for a Dead Last ranking for the Movie Timelines channel. We ranked a bunch of holiday horror movies, and I'll have it cut up if you want to check that out. So it's been a while since I've watched this movie, but I remember really enjoying it. It's a lighthearted, fun holiday zombie movie, and I really did enjoy it, like I said. So we're going to find out together how it fares with my Nails in a Coffin. Now, since this is a zombie movie, I'm not going to nail zombie deaths, since they really can't make decisions. They're just kind of on autopilot. But I will nail somebody if they get turned into a zombie, because they're pretty much dead at that point. So let the nailing begin. Right when the movie begins, during the opening credits, we hear a news report on the car radios, and the CDC has classified the current pandemic, first thought to be a superflu, to a lethal pathogen. Anna's in the car with the father and her friend John, and before the broadcast can say that the virus can cause the reanimation of the corpse, Anna changes the station on the car's radio. This movie came out in 2017, only 3 years later, would the entire world be affected by a global pandemic. Only ours really didn't create zombies. The first musical number happens just around 5 minutes into the movie, and I like the way it sets up the film. You know you're in with the fun time for this movie. I can't play a lot of the musical numbers because of copyright, but I'll try to put a little clip in here.
Trapped in a moment, ready to fly. I've got to find my own way.
On to our first on-screen death of someone. The night after the school Christmas show, Anna is walking to school, and she doesn't notice the zombie chaos going on around her. So during another song, we see someone behind her hit a zombie in the head with a hammer, but it has no effect, and the zombie tackles this person to the ground, and I'm pretty much saying that, that person is dead now. We don't have a name for this person, but I saw enough for the kill to give them a nail rating, so this unknown victim is getting one nail in the coffin. In the background, when Anna is singing and dancing along the sidewalk, you see this person hit a zombie in the head with a hammer. That has no effect, because of course it won't. And they don't turn and run away or even try and hit it again. They just kind of back up slowly. They just kind of stand there and they get taken down. They had many options to work with, but they chose to stand there and not move. And that's always going to get you one nail in the coffin. They could have hit the zombie a bunch more times. They could have turned and ran. Anything other than just stand there. That was stupid. So, of course, this person's going to get one nail in the coffin. Anna meets up with her friend John. Eventually, they encounter someone collapsed in a snowman costume. Anna goes to check on this person, but hey, it's a zombie. The snowman zombie's approaching him, and John is calling out, mate, mate, but it does nothing. Anna throws her bag at the snowman, and he falls down, but gets right back up. They're on a small playground, and they're backing up from the zombie as the zombie's approaching. Anna gets the other side of the seesaw, waits for the creature to get closer, and when they get close enough, she pushes down on one end, and the other one pops up, hitting the zombie in the head, removing it. Anna and John go to the bowling alley where John works, where they meet up with Steph and Chris. A little bit later, Anna and Steph are in the ladies' room and hear something from one of the stalls. It's a bowling alley's cleaning lady who's zombified. The zombie attacks the girls, but they're able to get her off of them. The cleaning lady zombie falls into one of the stalls, and Steph takes a soiled steel lid and just smashes on the zombie's head, smushing it. After they kill the cleaning lady, a bunch of other zombies break down the wall and start to attack the four kids. All four of them were able to fight off this zombie horde without losing anyone. And the town is pretty much destroyed now with explosions going off all around town. There's no cell service. And then there's another musical number and they're singing and they just wanted to hear another human voice, something that they can hold on to in all this chaos. The next morning, the kids wake up and they see the army base in town has been taken over by the undead. After they leave the bowling alley, the four kids hide themselves in an inflatable pool and search for others. They stop for a moment with the pool over their heads and they're surrounded by zombies. Nick, a one-night stand from Anna, he's also an asshole. He shows up, finds a group with the pool over him, and Nick's friends show up with shopping carts full of loot. Nick is your typical douchebag. Then the zombified girls football/soccer team shows up, and Nick and his friends are ready for a fight, grabbing some weapons, including 2 small watermelons and a PlayStation controller. But we also do get another musical number. The two groups combine up and start walking, making their way to the school, hoping to find the other survivors there. They eventually find an abandoned department store with Christmas trees in it and decide to save some time by cutting through the store. While walking through the store, which is filled with Christmas trees, like I said, they're attacked by a horde of zombies and Nick's 3 friends are killed. We only see one person in the friend group get attacked, and he's going to be the only one we're nailing. But after the group splits up during the confusion, Nick finds his friends and all have been turned into zombies. And there's not much to go on here, so do my best to analyze what happened. I'm going to give Nick's friend 1.5 nails in a coffin. From the little bit that we saw everyone in the store, it looks like they did let their guard down. They should have been on alert the entire time, ready for anything. Especially if you're in a room surrounded by trees where there's tons of places for a potential threat to be waiting. In my book of nails, not an actual book, but maybe it should be, that's an easy way to get 1 nail in a coffin. It's basic stupidity you see in a horror movie. And the only reason I'm giving the extra half a nail is Nick and his friends were kind of brave when they were fighting the zombies from earlier. But yeah, they were pretty stupid for letting their guard down, so he's only going to get 1.5 nails in a coffin. The group makes their way to another part of the store, locked away from the current horde of zombies. And Nick is still an asshole, by the way, so no change there. And they continue through the building to the other side. John and Anna are talking about Santa's reindeer. John's pretty pleased with himself that he knows all the names of the reindeer, and he holds his arms out with pride. Then a zombie shows up and bites into John's hand. Anna may not want to admit it, but they know John is a goner. There's a bunch of zombies standing in front of the both of them, and John decides to use himself as a human shield to get past the horde and getting Anna away from the zombies. He then uses himself as a sacrifice to give Anna and the others a chance to escape. John earned himself 3 nails in a coffin. He would have earned more, but I had to take some points away for letting his guard down in the store. Nothing gave them the notion that they were clear of the zombie threat at any time. But I believe that all of them should have remained vigilant and not lowered their defenses. But then this kind of made it easier for John to get bit. But he did sacrifice himself to save the girl he was in love with. It was very selfless. And yeah, when you do something like that, you're going to get more nails. And the least I can do is give him at least 3 nails in the coffin. Anna is in hysterics after this, but Steph gets her to regain her focus, saying her dad is waiting for her. Anna composes herself, and all 4 of the remaining people arm up with weapons, and they work through the zombies in front of them. Anna, Nick, Steph, and Chris make it to the school, and they discover that Headmaster Savage has resorted to allowing the zombies entry as a desperate attempt to maintain control. He traps the kids and blows a whistle, calling the zombies over to the group. The kids are able to fight off the dead and get away from them. Then Anna and Nick split off and search for her dad, while Steph and Chris go look for his family and Steph's car keys. Steph and Chris find Lisa, Chris's girlfriend, and the 3 of them are in the teacher's lounge, and Steph is looking for the keys to her car, which Headmaster Savage had taken earlier in the day. The lounge does have about 10 zombies in there, and Steph makes it past these zombies into the headmaster's office. Chris and Steph are still in the teacher's lounge trying to draw any attention away from Steph. Steph is making too much noise in the office, and the zombies start to get all worked up. After Steph finds her keys, she leaves the office and she sees Chris and Lisa hiding behind the TV. The couple try crawling along the floor to avoid the zombies, but this ruse doesn't last long and they're both attacked and bit in the process. And their fate is only sealed, and the only thing they can do is hold each other, and Chris waves goodbye to Steph in a touching moment. I'm going to rate Chris and Lisa together, giving both of them 2 nails in a coffin. I think that they should have still armed themselves when they were in the teacher's lounge. That could have caused a distraction to get the zombies out of the lounge. And I do give credit to Chris for trying to fight off the zombies that were attacking his girlfriend. That was a selfless thing to do, and I really commend him for that. However, there were mistakes made here, and I have to give them less nails, but I'm rewarding them for sticking together throughout all this. They loved each other, and I feel like 2 nails in a coffin is worth it. They were in a shit situation, and then they make the best of it, even though there were mistakes that both of them made. Back in the school's auditorium, Headmaster Savage has Anna's dad tied up using him as bait for the zombies. They get into a fight, and during the scuffle, Savage gets punched by Anna's dad and he gets knocked into the pit of zombies. He's crowd surfing on top of the horde for a while till he's pretty much devoured by them. Headmaster Savage earned himself one nail in the coffin. Reason being, he fell into the trap most villains do in movies. They waste time because of their ego. They think they're going to win and they're in the right, so they lose focus on any current threat, which is exactly what Savage did. He wasted time not killing Anna's dad when he had the chance. Additionally, his motivations to the movie were really lame and convoluted. You really didn't know what the hell he was going for most of the time. It's a typical trope of the villain monologue, and his ego is the reason he died at the end. And in my book, that gets you one nail in the coffin. After Savage's death, Anna goes to leave with her dad, but we find out during the fight with Savage, he was bitten in the leg. They both know what this means, and Hannah hugs her dad, crying, sharing one last moment together. Another tender moment in this zombie musical, and as they're saying goodbyes, Nick shows up to get Anna back to safety. Our final set of nails for this heartwarming zombie movie goes to Anna's dad, Tony. He's awarded 3 nails in a coffin. We don't see him get bit, but he was protecting his daughter against the headmaster. And after he was bit, he knew the best thing was to stay back and let his daughter get to safety. He was a good dad and let her know how proud he was of her and how proud her mom would have been proud of her. We didn't see him do anything really stupid here. He was put into a crap situation and he did the best he could. He was protecting his daughter the entire time, and he gets 3 nails because that was his main concern, protecting his kid, and that's all that mattered to him. And like I said, in my book of nails, that earns you 3 nails in the coffin. Nick and Anna are outside of school surrounded by the undead, and we get one last musical number. After the song starts, it starts to snow, and the zombies are now getting closer. Steph shows up in a car right in the nick of time. Anna and Nick get in the car and they drive off in search of a safe haven. And we see each of the last 3 survivors looking out the windows, pondering what just happened and what's going to be lying in their future. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are all my nails in the coffin for Anna and the Apocalypse. Here's a summary of all the nails I've awarded. The average nails in the coffin for Anna and the Apocalypse is 1.93 nails. Which seems fair. There weren't too many deaths in this movie, and we did have 2 people sacrifice themselves to save Anna, and I gave both of them 3 nails, which definitely brought that average up. So 1.93 nails, that seems pretty accurate for this film. I enjoyed this movie. It's a lighthearted, touching holiday zombie musical, and that all works very well together. So if you haven't seen it, I really think you're going to enjoy it, because I did. Next week, I'm covering a remake to my all-time favorite holiday horror movie, and I'm really kind of not looking forward to covering that one. We'll see how it compares to the original, which again is one of my favorite movies, so we'll see how it matches up. Hope you're doing wonderful this holiday season. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment so you get me entered to win this Funko Pop of Spidey and Funko Pop of La Llorona, signed by Marisol Ramirez. So I hope you're all doing well. Take care of each other and yourselves. Be good to each other. I am your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete. Remember, with great kills, there must also come great nails.